What's up, family? It's the manhood mentor, Jabar Lance Brown, the 6-foot giant reporting for duty. Yes, sir. Huh? Hello. Yes, indeed. Man, we feeling good. We looking good, but we feeling even better, you know? We looking good, but we feeling even better. I'm super excited to come back with the family, you know, to be able to touch on a few things. You know, I missed you guys. Couldn't wait to get back, you know, with some high level, high energy, high frequency content. You understand? You know, always wanting to elevate, empower, and uplift the men, especially, you know, because when the man is in his rightful place and everything else will fall in line. Hello, when the man is in his rightful place, everything else will fall in line. You understand? You know why? Because he's going to see to that because he understands what that requires. You know, so without further ado, what we're going to be talking about in this episode of the Manhood Mentor Show, family, what we're going to be talking about is getting high on fear, right? Getting high on fear, you know? And let's, you know, from the onset, when you hear the terminology getting high, right? When you hear getting high, you know, subconsciously you think about a foreign substance, you know, some drugs, alcohol, you know, another substance outside of yourself. Rarely when a person says or uses the terminology to get high or getting high, rarely do people think about an internal substance that's already within your grasp, already within your body that can cause you to be high or intoxicated, because in essence, that's, you know, another alternative for what the word means. The terminology getting high is, you know, an extension of the word to intoxicate yourself or to be intoxicated, right? So, you know, a lot of people think about maybe smoking weed, maybe, you know, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, you know, using some form of an alternative substance. But I'm here to create the correlation for us to show that getting high is not just using external substances. It could also be a substance or a chemical that's already within your body, right? So let's unpack that word though. So when we title the lesson Getting High on Fear, first let's unpack the word fear, right? Let me get my status because I want to have you guys to follow along with me, right? So when we talk about fear, right? Hold on. I think I gotta, let me hit that. And then, I think I gotta go here. All right, cool. So, all right, fear, right? All right, that word fear. So let's unpack that word fear. Now, by definition, okay, the word fear by definition means to be afraid or frightened of, okay? Fear, it means to be afraid, or frightened of, okay? To be afraid or frightened of. So when you hear that word fear, we got a clear distinction on what it means to experience that. You know, it's different circumstances that may cause us to be afraid or frightened in that particular instance. The alternative definition for the word fear also means to be uneasy or apprehensive about. So if you think about something that may make you apprehensive or uneasy, that emotion that you're experiencing is a form of fear. Okay? To be uneasy or apprehensive about, that is a form of fear as well. So now when you think about getting high or being intoxicated, right, the second word that we're talking about and that we're going to unpack, because we're going to correlate the two words to show how men especially get high on their own fear. So when you think about getting high, you think about being intoxicated. The definition of intoxicated means the impaired condition caused by use of alcohol, drugs, or other chemical substances, okay? Right? Intoxicated, okay? It means to be impaired caused by the use of alcohol, drugs, or another chemical substance. It also means the physiological state produced by a poison or another toxic substance. Now, for those of us who have been in love at some point in our life or been excited about something at some point in our life, we know that those emotions can create a natural high. Okay? Love can create a natural high, and excitement can create a natural high. So, alternatively, when people use substances outside of themselves, what they're trying to do is they're trying to either enhance those natural emotions or recreate those natural emotions that are designed to create a high or an exhilaration or an intoxication within our body already. Okay? Now, when you think about the word fear, which is an emotion as well, fear can intoxicate you the same way love and excitement can. Huh? How is this? Right? How is it that the emotion of love can intoxicate you, the emotion of excitement can intoxicate you, and the emotion of fear can intoxicate you as well? Okay? This is how we see far too many men get high on fear, is because they become intoxicated with being afraid. They become intoxicated with being apprehensive. And they become intoxicated so much so that it impairs their mental condition or their judgment by changing the physiological state. Huh? Look, just that quick, we made sense out of it. Just that quick, we made sense out of how men can use fear as an intoxication. Right? And contrarily, when that happens, nobody can benefit from that particular man or his outputs because he's, in essence, paralyzed. He's mentally paralyzed, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically paralyzed from the intoxication. How many times have we seen, maybe even some of our friends, family members, it may even have been us at some point in time in our lives, where a person has gotten too drunk. You dig what I'm saying? They go out, they supposed to be having a good time, they supposed to be chilling with your friends, chilling with your honey dip, you got your lady with you, y'all out, y'all socializing, y'all enjoying yourselves, and then before you know it, somebody or everybody has had one too many drinks. Right? Or they may have used too much of the drug that they was enjoying socially. Now it has become a poison to them, just like what the word of intoxication is described by definition. The physiological state produced by a poison or other toxic substance. Right? This is why in the alcohol commercials it says drink responsibly. Right? Because to have a little bit of a drink may not impair you initially. It may not poison you initially, but to have too much of a drink, it would in essence turn into a toxic substance that can poison you because it creates a physiological state that impairs your judgment. So it's the same way with fear, right? It's the same way with fear. When a person gets high on their own fear and uses fear or allows fear to use them too much, they become impaired, especially for the men, right? And we see this far too many times. Whereas a man may start off with good intent, he may start off with good plans, he may start off with a great idea, he may start off with goals, he may start off with dreams, he may start off with ambitions, he may start off with, a whole handful, a whole knapsack full of jewelry, full of jewels, right? A vision for his life, a path that he's walking, but as life progresses and time goes on, somewhere along that path, the man may get unfocused, he may suffer defeat, he may suffer discouragement, disappointment, and now the apprehension settles in. Huh? Hello, now the apprehension settles in. And when the apprehension settles in, this in essence is part of the definition of fear. Okay? To be afraid of or frightened of, and it also says to be uneasy and apprehensive about. Right? To be uneasy or apprehensive about. About what? About whatever it is that got you intoxicated and high on your own fear. Because you ain't stepping outside of your comfort zone no more. Right? And we've all been there at some point. Right? We've all faced a challenge in our life, or 2 or 10 or 100, that has caused some apprehension or some reservation at some point in our lives. But us as men have to remain rooted, one, in your cause and in your mission and in your purpose, two, rooted in your spiritual alignment so that you have that reinforcement that the direction you're heading in with your life is the correct direction, right? And we have to educate, empower, edify, and uplift ourselves. Why are all these things important? See, all of these things are important because this is what you need to positively reinforce the opposite emotion of fear, which is courage. Huh? Come on now. Come on now. You see, courage and confidence go hand in hand. You understand? Courage and confidence go hand in hand, right? When you got high confidence, you have the same level of high courage to take chances in areas that you normally, probably would be fearful in, right? You have the same courage and confidence working collaboratively to help you not be intoxicated on your own fear and not continue to get high on your own fear, right? Don't let that emotion, that internal emotion that you don't have to go nowhere to find, right? Don't let that emotion impair your judgment, huh? Don't let that emotion change your physiological state. Check this out. Check this out. Okay. We know that fear is an emotion, right? We already determined that. Okay, we already determined that fear is an emotion. We also determined that being intoxicated by fear is a bad thing. It's not, it can be. You see, it's certain circumstances where it's all right to be apprehensive. Okay, it's all right to be just a little apprehensive because you don't want to step out in front of ongoing traffic on the highway in DC or New York, China, wherever you at, with cars coming at you 80 miles an hour. You don't want to do that. So the apprehension, that healthy fear in that instance is going to save your life and raise your awareness and raise your survival skills in a particular way that's going to help you to preserve yourself. So all fear ain't necessarily bad, right? All fear ain't necessarily bad, right? And let me write that down for you too, right? Because all fear is not bad, okay? All fear is not bad, but when you become intoxicated by the fear, it's bad. Hello, you understand? See, when you allow the fear to intoxicate you, now it's bad. You see, now because it's impairing your judgment and it's causing you to be paralyzed in the process and not take those chances and not take action in that particular way that can benefit you. You see, because you know you got to get across that highway. I'm using the same analogy now. You know you got to get across the highway. But if you become intoxicated by the fear, you're not even going to try. Right? Because it may be a stoplight somewhere where the car's eventually going to stop. Or it may be a break in traffic where you can dart across and get across. So the fear was good because it created the apprehension to stop you from hurting yourself and being reckless. But because it didn't intoxicate you, you still were able to think and have a clear psychological state so that you can make a correct judgment and get yourself to the next point in your path, in your walk. Now, check this out, right? Fear in itself can actually poison you, right? Fear can poison you because just like what the definition says, the physiological state produced by a poison. Produced by a poison or other toxic substance. Let me ask you guys this here, right? All of us have been there where, say like if we think about something, right? Say like if we think about something too long, okay? If we think about something too long, if it's a good thing that we're thinking about, we can recreate that same moment in our mind and in our emotional space right here in the present. I'm talking to somebody. We teaching tonight. We can create that same emotional feeling right here in the presence now today if we take our mind back to an earlier point in our life and fixate on it long enough. Huh? See, this is us changing our own physiological state. This is us intoxicating ourselves with whatever that thought is that's creating the feelings and emotions of a past event. Come on now. I know I ain't the only one who understands what I'm saying. I know that. I know I ain't the only one who understands what I'm saying. Yeah. So if we able to do that as humans right now, today, tonight, if we think about something bad, that same feeling and emotion, if we think about that unfortunate circumstance long enough, we can then change our physiological state emotionally to feel bad the same way we did at an earlier point in our life where that event occurred. Right? That's the power that humans have with our mind and with our heart and our emotions. Right? That's the power that we have. Now, it's super important for us as men to keep all of these things in the right frame, right? For all of it is imperative that we as men keep all of these things in the right frame. And the reason being is because when we allow ourselves to get high on our own fear, nobody can benefit from the position and from the output that we're supposed to execute on. Right? Nobody can benefit from us fully and truly with us being high on our own fear. Right? So now that we determined that, how do us as men overcome being intoxicated by fear? Okay? The first thing is this here. The first thing that we got to do is, when we designate what our plan is and what our goal is, the first thing after designating what your plans and your goals are is to educate yourself in the area that you need to be in order to feel confident enough to move forward. Let me say that again. When we determine what the plan is and what the goals are, the action steps to meet these goals, the goals are nothing but a checklist. Okay? It's not a goal in life. It's multiple goals. It's your life. Okay, your life is not an accumulation of one thing. It's an accumulation of all things. You feel me? Your life, hold on, man. Let me fit the microphone. Your life is an accumulation of all things that belong to you. Right? So in having goals, your goals help you to achieve your plan. Okay? Your overall plan is an accumulation of accomplished goals. So in order to remove fear and in order to not allow fear to intoxicate you where you continuing to get high on your own fear and you stuck and your legs want to move and your legs and your feet want to move, but your brain got you stuck because you high. Your mind got you stuck because you intoxicated. You see? You on pause. They didn't hit the pause button on you in your life and you don't even know. Time then blew past you. Right? In order to overcome that, you got to educate yourself in the areas necessary so you'll feel confident enough to take action and allow that activity to reciprocate benefit to you. Huh? Man, I'm listen to me. I'm excited. I'm excited. Because these things that we talk about, right, as men, we need that, right? We need that. We need support as well, right? We need to have other people in our life, in our cipher, in our network that can offer positive reinforcement to us also. So I'm just here to be a resource, right? I'm here to be a resource for others as I expect others to be a resource for me. You know, it's certain things that we all gonna need from other people. It's no one person who can do everything for themselves to the highest level, to the highest degree. That's not how it's designed. We all a team, right? We all a team, and we all here to work together, right? So when I discovered what I'm teaching tonight, I have to talk to myself and teach this same stuff to myself and allow me to identify with what it means to be high on fear and intoxicated by your own fear and your own emotions that are doing nothing for you but allowing you to operate in reverse. Nah, we going forward, right? We going in one direction. That's that way. Up. Huh? What Youngin and them say, man, it's up and it's stuck. We going up, man. You understand? Yeah. See, we ain't gonna let fear bring us down and hold us down. Okay, if you need to be apprehensive initially, because of course you don't want to make a certain mistake that's gonna kill your momentum. But being apprehensive right? Being apprehensive don't mean not doing nothing at all. You understand, right? It's all right to be apprehensive, but don't allow the apprehension to cause you not to do anything at all. Now that's a penalty. That's an infraction, right? And that's you being intoxicated now, right? Listen to me, man. Don't get high on your own fear. Don't get high on your own supply. We heard that before tens of thousands of times. See, that ain't just applying to foreign substances, illegal drugs, or legal drugs, because everything legal now, almost, damn near. And that we'll talk about that in another lesson. But yeah, don't get high on your own supply, man. Put that fear down. Put the fear down, let it stay down, and don't pick it back up. You operate in confidence and in courage, because those two work hand in hand. They're a collaboration. Until the next time, it's been a pleasure. Huh? Hello.